So to start, I'm Jack Robbins. I look after the southeast for Rointe heating. I'll just go through the radiators and our whole product range for you today. Hopefully, well, the aim is to ensure that you have a better understanding of our products and you've got all the information at hand. We'll go through 7 main product types. So we've got our standard rads just here. We've got the storage heaters, which were released around a month ago. You've got them in your stores. We've got our towel rads and underfloor heating, air conditioning units, water heating. Have I missed anything else? Is that 6 or is that 7? Lost count. Underfloor heating and infrared heaters. That's the one. Have you all dealt with Rointe for a fair while? Okay. And you all understand the...
I didn't know you did storage heaters, actually.
Yeah, well, it's only relatively recent, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll just explain how our radiators work, and apologies if I'm just repeating things that you've already heard about or know. So how our radiators work is there's either 2 types. There's a fluid-based system, so oil that goes around the unit, or we've got a stone core. So the Olympia is the stone core version, with the Kiros, Belize and Ionic and Sigma being the fluid versions. The Sigma's the non-Wi-Fi product. The remainder of the range are Wi-Fi. And how they work is there's an element within the heaters that will use the electricity, heat up the oil, and then that will go around the unit and it'll pass on that heat through direct heating. So it'll just transfer into the air and release it over a long period. So that's the radiators themselves. I'll just go through some of the changes. Do all of you know that we've had changes within the range and we've moved or changed the products? Okay. A little bit? Okay. All right. Well, in terms of the units, I'm just looking at the Kiros here because I didn't want to go into every single product individually. They're still oil-filled radiators, so no changes in that regard. But they used to use a fuzzy logic technology. And what that is where, say you're trying to get to 21 degrees in a room, it would use 100% power to get up to 22 degrees, turn itself off, drop down to say 20, use 100% power again, probably get up to 22, realise the thermostat will realise it's got to turn off again and drop back down again. So just constantly off and on, but using 100% power at every point. With the new model, we have an inverter smart adaptive technology. We're the only ones in the market that have got this on our radiators, and it just adapts the power usage within the unit. So say we've got some 600 watt heaters here, we can drop it down to around 20% of the power within the unit. So it can drop down to about 120 watts. Used to have 7 sizes, now got 3. Should be much easier for you. The old one used to be remote control compatible. We've also added low surface temperature. So as standard. And if any of you, I mean, I'm sure both of you have probably been to school 15, 25 years ago. The old radiators, if you ever touched them, they would be absolutely screaming. They'd be boiling and you'd have a cage around it. Whereas now, people probably don't necessarily see it as much. And we've seen a massive influx in NHSs and hospitals that they've asked to specify our products. At the moment, I'm doing one for 20 private hospitals where they've asked for our products because they're LST and you can put them on wheels, which not many people know about, rather than just getting an oil-filled rad, cheap as you like, 20 quid unit. I think we'll just delve into a little bit more about the technology behind it here for you. This graph will explain the adaptability of our heaters. So it's based upon a Kiros 1200 watt unit. You've got the wattages down this left-hand side here. You've got the orange line here, which is the room temperature, and then the blue line here, which is the inverter smart adapter. So that's just how much power is going through the unit at any one time. As you can see, it's using 100% of the power at the start until it starts to get up to temperature, and once it realises the room temperature is almost at the required temp, it will drop down to around 20% of the actual power within the unit. So rather than those 100% bursts continually on and off, it will just drop down to 20% of the power in the unit. I've got a plug here at the bottom, which is just measuring how much power is going through the unit. Might have to have a look at it a little bit later on actually. But you can see it's at around 584 watts of power going through the unit at the moment. Once this room does get up to, say, 22 degrees, it will drop down to 20% of the power in the unit and just make slight adaptations depending on the environment, whether the doors are open, windows are open, anything like that really.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, there aren't, every other heater in the market is the PID model, where it's just turning off and on continually. We're the only ones with this technology. And of course, we've chucked in manage with AI, as everyone loves at the moment. Bit of a key word, but it is true. Just looking at the time taken to get up to temperature, we've got it's a bit confusing with these two here, but the orange line there is the old unit. The green line is the new unit. Got the temperature down the left hand here, and then the minutes at the bottom. So you can see it was about an hour and 12 minutes for our previous model to get up to, say, a temperature of 21 degrees within a room. And the green line represents the new model at about 45 minutes. So we've saved about half an hour. It's 25% quicker at getting up to temperature. Drastic improvement, much more efficient in that regard. The stability's become much better. You can see the orange line again is that PID system where I was saying it's going up using 100% power, turning off and on rapidly. And the green line is the current Kiros, which can just adapt to the environment and use that AI chip to know when to change the power usage within the unit. You can see that there's minimal deviation there, and it ensures there's a much more stable temperature within the room. There's the one everyone wants, the efficiency. So it's around 10% more efficient than previously. And that's just down to the technology itself. So the inverter smart adaptive technology. 25% faster, 35% more stable, and 10% more efficient. And in effect, all it's doing is just reducing the amount of power that goes through the unit. If it's an 1800 watt, it can go down to around 360 watts. These will go down to about 120. And it'll just change due to the environments within the room. Much more controllable than the old PID systems. And also with the old units, using 100% power continually, the products itself and the components will have a larger lifespan. Looking at the sizing, so it used to have 7 models, as I'm sure all of you know, 330 watt all the way down to 1600 watt, now being changed to the 600, 1200 and 1800. Now I've got 4, 8 and 12 elements, and we've got the square meterage here. Should be much easier for you to specify our products now. All you've got to do is just find out the floor plan. If it's higher than 3 meters, then I'd always say contact me, and I can delve into it and help with the specification. This is based on a maximum of 3 meters in height within a room. Looking at the low surface temperature, I know you asked about that earlier. So it's the same as a standard radiator, but just with that outer casing. If we can get into the app later on, we can delve into it a little bit more, but you've got the ability to change the temperature, the outside temperature on the unit, all the way from 43 degrees up to, I think it's 60 degrees. But all of the NHSs within the UK will have a requirement of LST because they want to reduce the amount of burns that people may have. Works well in nurseries, NHS, schools, universities. So Rointe radiators. The thing that sets us apart from our competitors is one, the AI inverter chip that we've got within our units. And secondly, I'd say, is the controllability of our units. Now I've got a gas system at home, and I wish I had electric radiators. At some point, I'll probably move over to it. It's just that I've just done the flooring, so I don't want to do the flooring again. But say I've got my towel rad on, I don't have a thermostat on my towel rad, so it's on 24/7. It's costing me a fortune. I can turn down the flow rate, but it's a real pain in the arse. That and the fact that it's burning hot, there's no LST on it, and I have to shuffle past my shower and my towel rad every morning because I don't want to frighten my life. I've done it a few times. When you're not paying attention, you can do. But in terms of this, I only use 3 rooms in my house, I'd say. The kitchen, which will heat up naturally when I'm cooking, the lounge in the evenings, and then when I put my son to bed and when I go to bed, and then possibly the bathroom for half an hour in the morning. If you look at that and say you've got a gas system that needs to be maintained, it's on a room thermostat, all right, it may be programmed, but you've got to go and turn off the TRVs and change them continually if you are using certain rooms. With electric, at the push of a button, you can just turn on certain rooms. It's much, much simpler. And that with renewables, I don't know how much solar you're doing here. Has it been a big part of the business? That's the way that people are going. People are putting solar in, and that's just going to relate back to electric. It's the way that the country is going to move forwards in the future. So I can't recommend it enough. And again, I wish I had it. All the radiators are made in-house with an aluminium covering. It's made within our factories and pressed in our factories. Goes through loads and loads of scans just to make sure there's no imperfections or issues with the unit itself. I think it's 3 scans in total. And if there is, say, a pinprick where it's not been painted properly or it hasn't adhered to the mould properly, we'll just chuck it, recycle it, and then remould it again. You've got 5 different finishes. They're all available in Ionic. The rest of the range is white and black, apart from the Sigma, which is just white. You've got the 4 comfort, or the 4 modes here. You've got comfort, eco, anti-frost. We call it 4 because the on-off button's another one. But Bluetooth pairing. You've got night saving mode. So if you press that button there, it will reduce the temperature slowly by a degree or 2, up to 3 degrees overnight. So just saving on your energy consumption again. You've got the ability to lock it from the app. So I've got this for a hotel at the moment. They've requested our product mainly because they can lock the heaters that are going down the hallways, so that people just can't go along and go, up to 28 degrees and just leave it on all day. They're also interested. Well, there's a number of reasons they're interested, because of the limited mode for guests. So you can set a temperature, say, between 16.5 and 23 degrees, and it would limit the temperature within the room, rather than guests just turning it up to 28 and then just leaving for the day and leaving it on. And the other reason they're looking to get ours in is because ours is a direct Wi-Fi gateway. So we've developed the app ourselves, in-house. We don't need a hub, real benefit. And then you've got holiday mode as well. So you can just type in when you're going on holiday and it'll just reduce the temperature down to anti-frost for that period whilst you're away. Got another feature on there where if you connect it to your phone and it detects that you've left the house, on your return, say you're half an hour away, it can start heating up again, ready for your arrival back home. That's a picture of the radiators. You've got the 5 colours here. So we have 4 preset programs on our app. So you can. It's the most popular times that people would have the radiators on themselves. So it may be for someone that's at home all day from 8 o'clock until 9, 10 o'clock in the afternoon, it will be on at 17 degrees or 20 degrees. And you can just click onto that one program, accept it, and then the contractor doesn't have to do any of the connecting or programming at all. You can just leave it on on those times. But you can edit it. You can have temperature up to 21 degrees for 1 hour, down to 17 for the next, as you'd expect from any sort of product from ourselves. But we'll move on to the storage heater. I don't have one with me because they've only just arrived in the UK. You've got them at your Bexhill branch. With ours, it's slimline, so it's around 95mm in depth, so the slimmest on the market. I am biased, but it does look like the best. So you've got direct control, no hub, no gateways, so straight onto the app. Our competitors can probably put 20 products on before they need another hub. With ours, as I say, we put 600 rads on one unit, or one app. So it'll be the same with the storage heaters. You've got the high heat retention. You've got the convection element at the bottom. It will just push out the heat if you press the boost mode, and that will just give you half an hour of additional heat. But it will just
turn off by itself after half hour then.
Yeah. We've got 62% heat retention. We've improved upon all of our competitors in the market by ensuring that ours are around 8% more effective at retaining the heat. You've got smart charging, so our competitors, say you needed 4 hours worth of charge and the economy 7 time period is between midnight and 7 a.m, our competitors would start charging at, say, midnight. Charge for 4 hours, and then you're going to lose heat for the last 3 hours until it comes out of economy 7 and, say, turns on. Whereas ours will wait till the last minute, adapt to the environment and temperature changes, and, say, start charging at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, no heater is going to be 100% efficient, and they're always going to lose heat over time. But in changing that aspect of when it can charge the unit, it will save in energy efficiency. We've got single or dual feed. A lot of people ask for single feed or dual. It's up to them. So it could be retrofitted to an old, or replace an old storage heater, and it can be used for a new installation.
So why would you have single or dual then?
So single will be for, say, if you're replacing a unit,
Yeah.
but it'll be dual if it's just going into a new unit itself. A new premises or a new installation. So this is just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So if you look at our competitors, it's very plain and simple. With ours, we've got a lot of information on there, but I don't think it's overbearing. You've got the important information here in terms of the temperature, but you've got all the different modes, programming, charging level of the Onyx at the top of the screen. If you can see this and look closely, the orange there is the programming of when the product's going to heat up the room. So it's going to be comfort from, say, 6 o'clock in the morning till midday. Then it'll be eco, which is the green colour there, for, say, 3-4 hours, and then it'll move back to comfort. And we've added in a second line at the bottom, which is the charging of the unit. So you'll be able to see that from, where is it, say 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, it's charging until 6 in the morning. Just at a glance, you're able to see that. Much, much easier and simpler than our competitors. That I've just included just to show you a picture of the product, as we don't actually have the unit itself. But again, I think it's the best looking out there. In terms of the programming of the product, to program it, you've just got to go into user, then program.
I assume it's English.
Yes, yeah. They've done me dirty here, really, haven't they? But can you speak Spanish?
Not at all.
Well, I've worked it out from this. But it works the same way as the Rointe radiators. So if people have installed these before, they should be able to install the storage heaters without a problem. You'll just go into each of the different days and then highlight the hours that you want it to be giving off heat. We've also pre-programmed it with 4 preset programs. So you've got the week routine, weekends off, home all day, sorry, and away. So if a contractor does want to just go into the house and just say, look, we'll turn it on straight away, I don't want to delve into what time periods they want the product on, I'm just going to select one of these, give it to them, and then let them go. They can do. The green there is just the eco mode, orange is comfort. So just going over the smart charging, I explained that a little bit earlier in terms of this example here. We've got someone who's charging, or the economy 7 time period is from 12 until 6 in the morning. The unit needs to be charged for 2 hours. Our competitors would charge from 12 till 2, but we charge from 4 till 6. Before we go into towel rads themselves, anyone got any questions on the rads?
Yeah, it's all good.
I'll try not to talk at you for forever, by the way, so if you've got any questions, just keep chucking them at me. So we've got smart and non-connected models. We've got all of the different colours here. We've got a thermal fluid liquid within hours, or your dry element, so just dry element that heats up the metal itself. Anyone know what the towel rads are there for? Is it to heat the room, or is it to heat the towels? It's a bit of both, really. It is. We've got all the standard features that you've seen on our radiators. So you've got the limited mode, holiday mode, lock from the app, all on the Wi-Fi models, of course. We do have the more basic versions if needed. Of course, multiple finishes in white, matte black, chrome, brush brass and more. That colour there is actually one of the most popular at the moment. I don't know if it is one of your tastes at all, but we've seen a huge increase in brass over the last year or so. Just thought I'd show an image on the oil itself. Hopefully none of you have seen the colours before. If you have, we've obviously had an error or a breakage, but it should be pretty easy for customers to understand or see if there is a damaged product. The orange here is for the radiators, and that just works better in terms of working with a larger surface area, and also the LST models. The pink version we've got here works better for vertical rads and is the optimum flux technology that we use there. And the Rointe Nexa app. So this will show all of the different products. So we've got underfloor, we've got our storage heaters, radiators and towel rads that can all be used on the app itself. So we're one of the only people that can use, or you can change the temperature within our units on one app. And we've got the whole house in terms of heating options available. So just sort of give you an idea of what it looks like on the app. I mean, you can play around with it now you've downloaded it, and you can go into all the different features. But it's really easy to use once you've worked out how to set it up and connected it to the Bluetooth. But you can put the limits on, so you can change that from 16 and here we're up to, I think it's 20 degrees, and then the maximum up to, say, 28 degrees. You've got the surface temperature limit for the LST. So standard is 43 degrees, you can move that all the way up to 60 degrees. And you've got the night mode here, where it will reduce the temperature down by around 3 degrees overnight. You can also edit the zones, so put all your bathrooms on one zone and have that on for half an hour in the morning or an hour. And that is something I really wish I could do. Because I've got the gas system, I can't. I need to change that, to be fair. And we've got the AI analysis, which will just tell you when you should probably turn on the heaters. It won't do it for you, but it will give you some advice on when, say you keep pressing the boost button, and when you want it to get to temperature, it will inform you as to when you should turn it on. So looking at underfloor heating, would any of you ever think of us for underfloor heating, or is it something that you knew we did?
No.
Okay, it's interesting. Have a play around with them. So we've got the Urco, which is there, and we've got
So let's see the vinyl and carpet, that one, isn't it?
So the Milos, which is the one that's just there, Oh, I've got that the wrong way.
Milos.
Sorry, that's the Milos.
Yeah.
And you've got the Urco over there. So the Milos is for tiled and ceramic floors, and the Urco is for wood, laminate, lino and vinyl. Yeah, so it should look like that.
Yeah.
That's how we would recommend it, and then you've got the tile on top. We'd also recommend that you use all the accessories that are available as well. Because if you don't use underfloor mats, then you're going to lose 70% of the heat straight away.
So you do the insulation balls and all that as well?
Yeah, yeah. And that's the other one there.
Right.
So that's how we recommend. So you can have it under carpet, which a lot of people don't realise. But we've got it there under LVT as well. So feel free to have a look at those. We've got a complete system. So we've got the thermostats, the mats, and all of the accessories. You've got the smart control options in terms of the Genius Wi-Fi thermostat, which is here. You've got a colour screen. Actually, I'll delve into that a little bit. And they're very, very easy to install. So again, that's just another image of the Milos itself for ceramic floors. It's got IPX7 protection and listed with Lot 20 Eco Design compliance. And then we've got the Urco again. These are the accessories that we offer. We recommend that you use them because it can reduce the heating time by up to 90%. We've got the foam boards. We've got the cardboard for the Urco as well. I say cardboard, sorry. The boards for the bottom of the units on the Urco. We've got 3 thermostats. The Genius is the Wi-Fi enabled AI chip version. You've got advanced programming on there, so 24/7 weekly programming. You've got the ability to turn the charging on, put the limits on, do everything that you can do with the radiators. We've got the ST3, which is the model below that. You've got the touchpad sensitive controls. You've got the temperature information here, and you've got the open windows function on it. It's got the custom programming, so 24/7, 3 preset weekly schedules that are ready to use. And you've also got the ST2, which is sort of the lower end of the market for our programmable thermostats. Again, it's got the open windows function, weekly programming, and buttons. So much simpler. So water heating and heat pumps. Within our water heating range, we've got 3 main products. So we've got the air source heat pumps, we've got the digital water heaters, and then we've got the undersink water heaters. But in terms of the undersink water heaters, that's the one I would focus on because it's probably the easiest one for you to change, and it's probably the most popular product. As I mentioned earlier, we've got 10 litre, it's oversink or undersink, and a 15 litre over and undersink. You've got smart connectivity, so it can connect to the app and can be another product that you control on your phone. And again, it's going to be extremely energy efficient. Infrared heaters, is that something that gets asked for often at all?
Yeah, again, is this project job dependent?
I mean, I've just done a
Not.
cracking little site visit actually. Been over to a vineyard and put a few of those in. They have an outside table where they invite sommeliers up from London, and they just wanted a direct heat an infrared heat for the table to ensure that people are warm when they're tasting the wines. But they didn't want to heat the table up itself because that's where the wines were going to sit. Anyone know how the infrared heating works at all?
Yeah, heat's the object, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So if you had infrared heating within this room, it may heat the wood or yourselves up, and then that would release heat into the room, rather than heating the actual the air within the room. We've got this one here for you. I don't know if you want to have a quick look at it. Pass that one round. We can turn it on if you want. I'm just conscious that I don't want 5 heaters, infrared heating, radiators, the whole lot on within this room. But we've got various different options. We've got the Sahara, and we've got different solutions for every situation. That's one of the more basic of our products as well.
Yeah.
That one is really, really good. That's the one that I've seen handled and shown to the customer, and they give off a hell of a lot of heat. You'd be surprised by how much heat the infrared heaters do give out.
Rating of that then?
You can get anywhere from, you can get either a 1 or a 2 kilowatt version. Air conditioning units, we missed out on last year. Probably won't be hot again for another 4 years. It often works like that in cycles, doesn't it? It's cyclical. But we've got portable plug-and-play solutions. There'll be a ducting at the back that you've got to poke through the wall or stick out a window, and also a drip hose as well. But modern, sleek, we should have it available for 2026. How many of you know about the Rointe Pro Installer Club?
No.
Okay, so I've got some flyers here for you that you can hand out to your customers. So if our installers or people that buy our products sign up to the Rointe Pro Club that's on the App Store, then they can upload their receipts from yourselves, and they can claim 5% back as a gift card at the end of the year. So I've got a few people that take £1,000 every year. You'll also get an extra year's warranty on the product. You'll be added onto the database and onto the website, so that if anyone does look up our products, they can contact them as an installer, and you'll often get sent things like hoodies, pens, and all the general bits and pieces that you would expect. You've got the quick heating calculator, training modules on there, and you've got the installation service records. So if you do have any issues in trying to find out when you installed it, we'll have the information ourselves. But it's 5% for free, and I would say 95% of the people that buy our products don't take advantage of it.
No.
If you've got anyone that's used it or bought our products in the last 6 months, give them this, they'll get 5%. If it's within the first 3 months of purchasing it, it's 5%. If it's between 3 and 6 months, it's 3%. You'll find a lot of the contractors that buy our products will probably be the recommended installer and the people that go out and fix our issues. Right. So if we have a control panel that's faulty, usually we'll ring up one of the installers that's on the Rointe Pro Club and say, look, can you go and fix this? Here's the payment, here's the terms. Yeah. So they'll already have agreements with a number of the installers.
Okay. So it's well worth getting on that if you're buying Rointe.
Yeah. It's 10 years on the body of all of our products. Yeah. It's 3 years on the electronics. But that can move up to 4.
It would then go to 4.
Yeah.
To 4, and then
the body would still stay at 10.
Still stay at 10.
Okay, that's everything from me. Hopefully you've got a better understanding of our products. We've shown you how easy it is to connect, and but I think the main features or the main differences between our products and our competitors are the controllability, be able to turn on certain rooms within the house, all the different functions, and then it's the product itself in terms of the oil that we use and the efficiency in terms of that AI chip.
With the storage heaters being a fairly new product, are they in the new catalogue?
We still only have the 2025 catalogue. The 2026 catalogue usually comes out in about June.
So have you got
so it is in
on this storage heaters you can send out?
So these are the actual spec sheets on the Onyx. So you can take a few with you if you like.
Right, okay.
Cheers.
Should have the information. Otherwise, they are in the catalogue. I'll just grab one. So they are in the catalogue in, what is it, page 69. But that is just a replication of what's there on those sheets.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you've got a catalogue with them in.
Yeah, we've got a catalogue with them in.
Have we got those at the branch yet?
You should do, yeah. If you don't, I mean, I've got 3 packs in the car.
Yeah, I'll take some as well before I go then.
I mean, in the books, you've got the QR codes where you can go into the videos on how they work and how they're installed as well. You can download the app to control the unit. And you've also got the augmented reality. Well, hopefully that's been informative. Apologies for talking at you for however long. Well, if there's I'll give you my cards. If you do have any sort of, or need any help, then give us a call.
You say pump up to the highest wattage.
Honestly, I wish I just had this. I've got gas. You've got to get checked every year. Turn every TRV off in the rooms that you're not using. You always accidentally leave one on. To be able to just turn it on before my son goes to bed at half an hour before, just to heat his room up, would be ideal. And really, selling the stuff, I should have it, to be honest, but we'll get there. Okay, well, thanks very much for your time. Shall we dig into a bit of lunch, or?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you. It is, isn't it?
Anyone know?
Thanks very much. Cheers.